From Russia to the UK, Thailand to Paraguay, Vegas, New York, LA, Sashay, Shantae, you stay. Drag is all over the world. It's a phenomenon. It will live on and on. Drag is all over the world. It's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon.
Good evening and welcome to Drag Talk Back to Drag, where we discuss drag news and hot topics going on in the drag community. My name is Edward Michael, and for the next hour, we hope that you will join the conversation as we talk hot topics in the drag community. As always, let me introduce my panel, who is with me each and every week, starting off with Miss Bianca Ray Lovestorm Prime. We missed you last week.
Thank you so much. I'm back and better than ever. Now live and in color. I'm here.
Also, Mr. Mirage Cruz.
Hello, hello, hello.
On his way to Gay America.
Don't remind me.
In 1 week. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. And our special guest again, 2 weeks in a row, the award-winning promoter. They call him the AAG Minion.
Hey.
Anthony Simmons. How are you?
Good.
Welcome, Anthony.
Thank you, Bianca.
All
Happy to
right.
have you.
So we got a lot to talk about on this week's episode. But let's start with some news that came through the channel, and I'm talking about Dragula's Titans. Anybody watch this?
Mm-mm.
No,
I'm not watching.
Well,
No. Hey, Jennifer Love.
well, the monsters for the Bullet
funny
Brothers Dragula Titans have been revealed. The announcement came via Entertainment Weekly exclusive today, September the 26th. Dragula Titans is a 10-episode spin-off of the main drag competition, but this time 10 previously exterminated contestants from the first 4 seasons will battle it out for a $100,000 prize and a headlining spot on the upcoming world tour. Those are the 10 monsters, as they call them, including Abora, Astrid Aurelia, Erica Clash, Eva Destruction, Hoso Teratoma, Kendra Onyx, Coco Kane, Melissa B. Fierce, Victoria Elizabeth Black, Yosefka. This will premiere with the 2 episodes on Tuesday, October the 25th on the Shudder streaming service. So now 2 of these queens are actually from Phoenix, where I'm from, Miss Coco Kane and Astrid Aurelia. So I'm excited to see local girls on the TV.
So that's like their all-stars?
So yes, this is like their all-stars. That is correct. So good luck to all of them. We'll see
Good
who
luck,
comes
everybody.
out.
Good luck, ladies.
Comes out victorious.
Mr. Fang. I don't know.
Yeah, I watched a few episodes of it, but just like RuPaul's Drag Race, I don't watch all the episodes either. I pick and choose, I guess. So I'll see if I can get into this one as well. But none of you guys watch it?
Mm-mm.
If it ain't on Paramount.
Are you saying have we watched the show, or you saying we watched this?
Have you watched the
Netflix.
show, or are you? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If it ain't on one of them, no.
It's on Thriller.
If it ain't on StreamYard Plus, I'm not watching it.
I've watched the show. I'm just not going to watch All Stars version.
Oh yeah, no. I never even heard of it until now. You learn something new every day.
Didn't y'all talk about it on the show a couple weeks ago?
We talked about it when they announced the season.
Yes.
But
now we actually see the girls that will be competing for the All-Star season.
Right. All right. Well, let's get right into what we have to talk about. It's been a busy week in the drag pageantry world So let's get right into the hot topic.
Girl, the shade of it all.
Up. I've had it with you. Go the home. I've had it officially.
I don't have a sugar daddy. I've never had a sugar daddy. If I wanted a sugar daddy, yes, I probably could go out and get one because I am what? Sickening. You could never have a sugar daddy because you are not that kind of girl. Baby, everything I've had, I've worked for and I've gotten myself. I built myself from the ground up. Bitch! Hey, no.
All righty, so let's begin with, once again, US of A. US of A is in the forefront of hot topics going on, and more specifically, Miss Gay US of A newcomer. Let's set this up for those who may or may not know what has been going on. We'll start from the beginning. So the Miss Gay US of A newcomer national pageant was held August the 1st to the 4th at the Rose Room in Dallas, Texas, under the promoter Daryl Newman, who founded this system and promoted it for over 10 years. They crowned Stacey Alexis Davenport as the winner on that night. A month after, on September 3rd, the US of A pageantry system announced new promoters within several divisions of the US of A pageantry system, including the Miss Gay US of A newcomer, and announced a new CEO for the company. This was the announcement. So the people who were taking over were Terrence Hines, Bradley Jackson, Aaron Bruford, and Stephen Reynolds. Those four gentlemen have a history of producing award-winning Miss Gay Lone Star US of A pageants and have successfully promoted numerous title holders to the national level, including Miss Kennedy Davenport and Maya Ross Monroe. All right. Following that statement, Daryl Newman released his own statement of his own because, as you know, once a statement is released, a lot of rumors start on the socials. So Daryl said, just to set the record straight, because rumors are already swirling, we were not fired. He goes on to say that upon the conclusion, the franchise agreements were completed. The division had no official leadership in the form of national promoters, and the national office has been handling all administrative tasks. It had become very apparent to both Demetrius and myself that our vision regarding the future of Miss Gay US of A newcomer division was not shared by the new owner of US of A pageants. And due to that fact, we had already made the decision that we would not be pursuing another contract with the organization. Ultimately, today's announcement of a new contract with different franchisees to lead the division is a result. Well, this past Thursday, what seemed to be things were fine during the transition period from one promoter to the next. This past Thursday, the reigning Miss Gay newcomer US of A, which was Stacey Alexis Davenport, dropped the bombshell, much to a lot of people's surprises, by releasing this statement. I just made the decision to step down effective immediately from my position with US of A Pageants LLC as Miss Gay US of A newcomer. I will make a longer post explaining my decision later this evening. Well, she did make a longer post later that evening, and this was it. In brief, the thing about pageantry is that people fall in love with the idea of being the queen. They fall in love with the idea of being a part of a legendary system with having no intake on what's going on behind the scenes. And they fall in love with the idea that you're going to create new family. She goes on to say that, let's see here. When it comes to the industry and you have people in charge, oftentimes no one wants to make a move because everyone is too scared to lose their job and their reputation. No one wants to be labeled as the mess up. So then that's where the disconnect happens. And this is when a lot of people decide either she's going to look stupid in the public eye, or I'm going to look stupid in the public eye. She's going to look stupid. That's how it goes. So basically, if you're following this, she stepped down because she felt that she wasn't getting support from the new promoters because of promises that were made from the old promoter, which was Daryl Newman. So then the new promoter, Terrence Hines, and his group came on with their own live explanation. Are you all following me here?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's listen to a little bit of what he had to say in his live video.
She's at Miss Continental, and she sent me a message and was like, you know, I need money. This is on day one. She was like, I need my photo shoot paid for and I need a hotel room. So I instantly, because I know US of A, when you're national, the national office has already paid for your pictures and stuff. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay. So I reached out to our owner, Scott, and I was like, hey, are these pictures taken care of? And he said, yeah, they're already been taken care of. TO has already been paid. So I was like, okay, let me respond. So I said, your pictures, your photos have already been taken care of. And as far as your room at Miss Continental, we are not responsible for that. You are not presenting at Miss Continental. Weeks went by and got a message that our queen wanted the obligations that the previous promoter, Daryl, had promised her, which was, per her, I haven't talked to Daryl about this, per her, he promised her a trip to Cancun and a trip to LA to the fabric shop to buy her fabric for her prelims. So I asked her, was it part of her contract? And she said no. And I said, well, it's hard to honor word of mouth. If things are not in writing, it's like they didn't happen. To me, in my field in nursing, if it's not documented, it's not done. Scott kind of got a call from the queen saying, you know, she feels like nobody wants to help her, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. And so when Scott kind of reached out to me, I briefed him on our conversation about we don't honor what someone else has promised by word of mouth. That's not what we do. When we were brought on, it's by pencil and paper. So everything is by pencil and paper in regulations and rules and guidelines. We don't shortcut unless there's a reason to shortcut. So we had a Zoom meeting one night, and I verbatim read the contract line for line. All five of us were on the call. I read the contract line for line. And I asked questions. Do you understand this? Yes. Do you understand this? Yes. Do you understand this? Yes. And I feel like the person that could have stopped all of this back when it all originated, he stayed quiet and he played and let this go on. And the drama's still building and building and building. And it's not Scott. Don't get it wrong. It's not Scott. The drama just kept building and building and building. You could have been a man and you could have shut all of this down and you could have been honest. You could have went to this young lady and you could have said, I apologize for bringing you into this knowing that I wasn't going to uphold your promises or bring you back. That would have shut a lot of this down by telling her the truth. I'm not coming back. I don't want to do this. I'm at odds with US of A. Whatever the case may have been, be honest with her and let her know that she's getting into a mixture of mess, because that's what it is. She's in a mixture of mess. So instead of you being honest with her, you fed her, per her, I don't know if you did it, you fed her these false stories. Because if you were going to walk away, there's no reason that you should have fed her that you were going to take her across the seas to Puerto Rico, or you were going to take her to LA to some fabric shop. You should have been honest with that young lady. And this is who I'm upset about, because you could have stopped this shit a long time ago, but yet you let it go on and you let it circulate and you let it muster amongst these gays, which they feed off of. So all of a sudden now everybody all over Facebook, oh, she's stepping in. No. Somebody could have stopped this. You could have stopped this. You had the authority to stop this. But no, you want to go over here. You want to do this. You want to do that. Oh, the shining star. Congratulations. Congratulations. But you could have stopped this mess that is going on. And it's unnecessary. And you have everybody blaming Scott. Scott ain't did shit.
So that was a 38-minute video that was broken down into about 4.5 minutes. So following that, of course, Daryl responded with his own statement, basically defending those allegations. You can find all this at dragconfidential.com, basically just saying that he paid for the crown that they wanted Stacey to give back, that he paid more money than all the other national systems for people who were attending his prelim, et cetera, et cetera. I'm sure most of everybody has already seen that information. US of A then released a statement because what was going on is a lot of people were accusing that Scott Burke was the one who was making all these changes. In brief, after meeting with her new national promoter, Stacey explained to us that she needed help with her wardrobe because she only has 2 evening gowns but was suited for attending prelims. She also stated that she wanted a new outfit for each preliminary. We explained that her wardrobe was her responsibility. So she basically was not getting help with her wardrobe. So this past Friday, so all of this was going on while Miss Gay US of A at Large was taking place in Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey, Tanner.
This past
Friday night.
This past Friday night, they did crown a new Miss Gay US of A newcomer, and that queen, which was the first alternate to Stacey, that queen is Miss Sapphire Davenport. She
Congrats.
is the new Miss Gay new US of A newcomer, and we're going to put her photo up right now. That was her crowning moment.
Sapphire. Have a wonderful reign.
So now, where did Mirage go? We're going to bring in Mirage in just a little bit. Now, this is a lot to talk about, so we're going to break it up. What do you guys think about what has transpired in the Miss Gay US of A newcomer system?
Well,
hold on. Within this whole system, with things literally transpiring from last year to now, everybody's getting a new promoter, this, and this. In some instances, it should have been, let's hold off for having these nationals to where as though the contract for the new promoters could be adjusted to what the previous contract stated. Now it's like you have the new contestants coming in thinking one thing as well. They win the title, and the new promoters can't uphold what the previous promoters promised or read or wrote. So it's like it's a bunch of shit show and shenanigans right now.
So let's pose this question. Was it professional the way the system, the new promoters, and the previous promoters handled the transition of power for Miss Gay US of A newcomer?
No. Upon, say, a month before the contestants had to come to registration, let them know that things like the contract, the decade contract with whoever is ending. The new promoters, okay, this is what we're going to be doing. So-and-so, Edward, he was the owner of Miss StreamYard previously. Anthony is going to take over now. Bianca, are you going to come and compete? Let me see what Anthony is offering. If it's only rice and beans, I'm good. I need some meat with my contract, nonetheless. Or drink a bottle of Jack. or whatever have you, to give them that option, as opposed to them coming, spending their money and winning. And it's like, okay, I thought I was getting something and I didn't get it.
Mirage, what do you think?
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Maybe not. Okay, Anthony. Anthony, what do you think?
I think it was rude that. Oh, hold on. Let me put my. Hold on. I think it was rude that she did this on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I think it was rude that she did it during the USFA at large weekend. She could have did that before or after, because you're kind of taking away from Armani's win when you're doing all this stepping down and shenanigans and stuff. And it's not their job to to give you whatever Daryl promised if it's not on the contract. Everything else is just extra.
Mirage, are you there? We might be having some technical difficulties with Mirage. Mirage,
Can
are you
you
there?
hear me?
Hello.
It looks like you are muted, Mirage. So if you want to unmute yourself. So I feel that it was unprofessional the way the whole thing went down. However, Stacey could post whatever she wanted, whenever she wanted. However, I don't think that the system needed to post a response, or the new promoters needed to post a response while there was another national pageant. I understand that in the times that you want to be the first to respond and defend yourself, but
it wasn't the time or place.
Yeah, I don't think that it was a time or a place for that. So I think,
Yeah, but you got to understand, one, it's about full transparency, and let's be honest, Friday was a good time because they were able to crown the new Miss USA US of A newcomer when literally the whole court was there. Now, with the crown and the sash, and with her being in Texas at the same time as the first runner-up, whenever this may have transpired, she did get crowned Friday night prior to, I believe, Armani winning. So it's like, it's, you got to look at the semantics of it.
so that all happened within like 24 hours.
Exactly.
It definitely did.
That's fast.
I understand everybody's side to it. I definitely understand. We do have Aaron Bruford, who is one of the new promoters. I understand everybody's side to it.
So was she basically mad she didn't get to go to LA to the fabric shop and get outfits? Is that what the gist is of it?
I was a little confused by her explanation on to why she was upset.
Because you should be able to do this without the national buying your outfits and stuff. It's it's your reign, not
when the national promise is within the contract of a stipend or whatever
contract.
And then second, the new promoters don't. It's like, what did I even do the pageant for? But then some would say you should already come with a closet. Now, although we're all out the closet at times, you should already come with clothes in your closet.
But she said she didn't. The extra stuff like the cruise and all that stuff wasn't in the contract, like the fabric stores and like the LA trip. And then she said that wasn't in there.
Reading her post, it was about her wanting to help the other girls pay for hotels and airfare and things like that. In her post, I didn't hear anything about the clothing. She said she spent $15K on her package to win US of A newcomer.
So it isn't a secret that
confusion.
It isn't a secret that Daryl has went above and beyond for his contestants. It's never been inside the contract. I've had a friend who's won the Miss Gay US of A newcomer crown previously. I've read the contract. It's not a secret that Daryl does do extra stuff. It's not inside the contract. So the new promoters are at every right to not honor anything else that Daryl may do extra.
but I also think it comes down to an incentive for a reigning title holder. If you're doing your job and you're doing your due diligence, I can see a pageant promoter going above and beyond because you're being a wonderful representative for that system.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a lot. But you're just coming in. So I can understand where to be like, okay, let's see how these first 6 months go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how 9 months in you're doing. Not just her. This goes for any pageant representative, which is the Miss, Mr., Elite, Classique, whatever, and then the promoters. Oh, you're doing a wonderful job. Let's do a weekend at so-and-so. You're doing a wonderful job being a representative. Let me send you a jewelry sponsor. Like, I seen some jewelry I want you to have here. A male lead. I seen a not a medallion. What's them things? A brooch, and I got one on, and I can't even think about it. So I think it depends on the actual title holder and the promoter and that title holder.
We got Mirage back. Mirage, what do you think?
I didn't hear anything, so
We're talking
I'm
about
just going to
newcomer.
read this, and I'm going to play it off of what I read. Was it professional? No, I don't think that it was done professionally way, because for one, whenever there's a power exchange or exchange of power between two parties, the party that's stepping down is supposed to relay all information to the new person, whether it be something on black and white in contract or something verbal. You're supposed to have everything to the new person, because what happens is, like what happened, the title holder is saying that I was promised this, and the new holders are like, I don't know of any of that. Is that in your contract? She's like, no, I was verbally told this. So it caused a lot of confusion. Now, like he said in the video, a lot of this could have been squashed if you would have just said, yes, I promised her this, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do that. Or if you would have told her at the beginning, hey, I'm not returning. I know that I said that I was going to do X, Y, and Z for you, but because I'm no longer going to be returning, I'm not going to be able to hold that, promise to you. So she doesn't stand here looking like, boo-boo the fool with egg on her face when she goes to the new owners and saying, hey, I was promised this X, Y, and Z from the promoter before that, and I expected it to be upheld.
Mm-hmm.
So Daryl did say in his statement, don't worry, America, Stacey Davenport is going to be just fine. I have already spoken to her and assured her that she will still receive from me everything I promised her, both in writing and verbally, when she signed her contract, because I am a man of my word. When she won, the things that was promised are things that I had been doing for my national title holder for years. I cannot wait to see how brightly Stacey's star shines in the future. Here's my take. I think that Stacey did not give the new promoters a chance, because she's going to be the face of Daryl Newman's new pageantry system that is coming out.
Shining
it has
star.
to do something with a star.
Stars.
So he has been teasing something about a star, a shining star, a rising star. Something's going to come out. So I think that she didn't give the new promoters an opportunity because they have something in the works, and Stacey is going to become the face of this new system. And rumor has it he has about 17 preliminaries already lined up for that. So I want to wish the new promoters the best of luck. However, we do have a comment in here. Does the panel think competing this year will be a good idea?
For what system? Newcomer?
Yes.
If that's your dream and go up, why not? I don't see any more changes coming. They've already done changed everything, so why not?
What do you think, Bianca? If you were a person interested, knowing what was going on, do you think this year is a good idea, or do you wait it out and see what
What's this?
transpires?
Oscar, I need more clarity because I'm a little confused. When you say competing for what? A pageant in general, or
No, he's
not?
thinking of Miss Gay US of A newcomer. Is it a good idea to compete this year for Miss Gay US of A newcomer with these changes?
It's kind of hard when the pageant's already done. You can't compete for something that's already done.
But
That
I mean,
makes no
coming
sense.
up for the new season.
Yeah.
I don't know because I'm confused. Honestly, the question confused me. Oscar, if you can give me some clarity on like what system, then I could give you an answer.
I'm telling you, he's talking about Miss Gay US of A newcomer. He wants to know what the panel thinks of competing this year for Miss Gay US of A newcomer. Would you compete as like? What do you think?
I would. If this is something that I aspire to have, and this is something I put time in to try to achieve, I don't see why I wouldn't.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be people on one side, people on the other side, people in the middle. The US of A system is going to continue. There's always going to be somebody who wants a crown, who wants a US of A crown. And I don't think that Stacy gave these new promoters a fair chance to do what was right or to do what was in the contract, because I think that she and Daryl have something worked out, and soon it's going to be announced that that she's going to be the face of his new system. Anybody else have any last comments on this? No. Okay. So as we were saying earlier, all of this was going on as Miss Gay US of A at large was going on in Dallas, Texas. That happened Wednesday through Friday. They had 12 contestants out of 18 who qualified according to their website. Let's go back. So US of A newcomer, you have done research and like the national promoter, but yes, you're right. She didn't give them a fair chance. So yeah, definitely agree. Okay, so Miss Gay US of A at large was happening, and unfortunately, an event happened during that, which was this was during final night of competition. The 12 people are competing again. They already did talent. They're doing evening gown, and Miss Armani Davenport steps down from doing her presentation of evening gown, and then this happens.
This is fucking ridiculous. Calm down. Calm down.
But all of this, because I asked the young man to please have a seat. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, anybody that knows me, no, I'm not no rude person at all. I politely asked him to sit down so I can judge. I don't know what he thought. I don't know if he thought I was, when he turned around and he saw me writing, what he thought I was writing.
So that was Miss Diva US of A. She was a judge for Miss Gay US of A at large, And apparently, this individual stood in front of her while the competition was going on. She politely asked him to sit down. He sat down, but then had a few choice words for her. She then went to the MC, which was Alexis Davenport, and asked them to remove this individual. Alexis asked who it was. They pointed him out, and then that's when the escalation happened. Of course, he had his people defend him, and she had her people defend him. All in all, the pageant finished, and Miss Armani Davenport was the winner of Miss Gay US of A at large. What does the panel think of this? Have you guys ever seen this happen before? Was it handled, based on what you guys know, was it handled correctly? Go ahead, Mirage.
I want to say this first and foremost. I'm pretty sure if any promoters are watching, it's going to go one ear and out the other when I say this. I don't think it's fair that as a competitor, we can be docked a point because of someone who's there to cheer us on doing shenanigans. I don't feel that it's fair that we are being held responsible for grown folks' behavior. Now, I get a lot of times people always say, your company is a reflection of you. But my deal is this. This person could have been somebody who had just followed her career and loved her as an entertainer and is now showing his support to her. She probably don't know this man from a can of paint. But because of his behavior, you are now going to dock her whatever points. I don't think that's fair. Now,
so
was
has it been confirmed that she was docked points?
Yes,
because
it's
of
on
that
the score.
incident?
It's on the master score that was posted.
I did.
I did see that the
That's what them
administrative
5
points.
administrative points were taken off for?
They took 5. Yes.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
it was because of that. Okay, I didn't know
Because
that
she wasn't
either.
late
That's why
to
when you heard,
registration
if
or
you watch
nothing.
the whole video, she says she could have almost lost this pageant because of you. I don't think that's fair. Now, far as the question at hand that was asked, do I think that it was handled correctly? No, I do not. The reason why I don't think it was handled correctly is because, as we know, in these events, most times when they are done at a bar, a lot of the people who are there are a little intoxicated. Not justifying behaviors, but people are a little intoxicated. When you are a little intoxicated, your normal set of mind of what you are supposed to and not do sometimes get a little skewed. So if you've had a couple of cocktails and now you see somebody you're rooting for up there turning it, you're going to be like, yeah, blah, 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 being a little bit more than your normal consistent down south. Not everybody, some people.
Hey, Jaleesa.
So when she was up there and she was sickening, don't get me wrong, she was absolutely breathtakingly sickening. I can see why this person is running to cheer her on. In the midst of that happening, somebody, and this is just my opinion, somebody should have sanctioned off an area where the guests and audience could not get near or block the judges.
Rope it off.
Right, it should have been roped off because that would have saved that whole part and from the jump. But because it was not, and if anyone has ever been to the US of A pageant, you know the Rose Room has that little walkway, that little runway, and that's where they leave the judges at the very end of the runway. But along the side of that runway, they have chairs where the audience can sit. So it does give the audience an opportunity to block a judge. Now, with that being said, I was not there, so I cannot tell you the content and how Cam asked the gentleman to sit down. But because I do know Cam personally, I do believe that she did ask nicely. Sir, could you please sit down? You're blocking me from seeing. But even though she probably said it nicely, sir, can you please sit down? You're blocking me from seeing. When you're a little intoxicated, you don't necessarily comprehend that way of talking. You just think somebody is talking to you any type of way. So that boy probably misconstrued how she said it to him, and then things snowballed. When you now then get on a microphone and say who did it, for people to now point, that's why I say no. What you should have done should have been after she came to you and said, hey, this gentleman needs to be removed. Somebody should have nicely came over to this gentleman, got to his ear and said, excuse me, can you please follow me? The least amount of disturbance you do at a pageant, the least people know of. But when you tell somebody something and they get on the microphone and be like, who did it, what, you're bringing attention to the matter. And
one of two things. Great job on last week, Jalitza, and thank you for watching, Jalitza Fierce. It's just, and I agree, your team, no matter how you may look at it, is a reflection of you, point blank and period. In everyday life, if your team do something, you're gonna be held accountable for it. If your friends do something, you're going to be looked at in a certain light in lieu of it. If you can't drink, you shouldn't. If you can't handle your alcohol, you shouldn't be drinking. And I don't understand. If you know she's a judge, why would you stand in front of her? Even if she wasn't a judge, she could have just been another patron trying to watch the pageant. And it's an open table, and you go jump in front of her. What was the point? And she asked you to politely move. Even if she's told you to move. Between monkeypox, COVID, whatever, nobody wants them in front of them like that. And it just so happens she's a judge.
Yeah, the Rose Room is set up, I think, perfect for any kind of pageant or anything. Armani did a great presentation for Evening Gown. I mean, I would have jumped out of my seat. I don't know if I would have ended up in front of the judges or
the
not.
girls out all night.
Yeah, definitely. She did a great job to cause excitement inside that room. How it would handled, I mean, we can only go based on what Cam said in her video. She did say that she asked him to politely sit down. He sat down, and then she approached Calaxis, and then that's how it's escalated. Anthony, what do you think?
I don't think fighting is acceptable in any in this case. I'm not a big fan of fighting, and especially on a national level when people spend thousands upon thousands of dollars. It's not the place to be doing all this fighting and shenanigans. And
this pageant has been waiting. This is what, 3 years in from 1922.
It's not the place.
And them girls actually spent a coin to come and do US of A at large. And for shit shows and shenanigans that happen, it's sad.
Their package
sad.
could have been messed up, or gown could have been messed up, or props could have been
They
destroyed.
could have stopped the whole pageant.
Yeah.
Everybody could have been like, get the hell out. That's Texas. Just because it's Texas. Ain't like they like us like that.
They would shut up.
Ain't like they like us like that. But that's a whole other can of worms. Just congratulations, ladies, for putting on a wonderful pageant. Them last 3 days.
Congratulations, Armani.
Congratulations, Armani Nicole Davenport, Miss USA at Large 2023.
First, Akasha.
Akasha Adonis.
Yes, Adonis.
So Jalissa says it was ghetto. This was not a regular fight. People are focusing on one. They kept fighting. So
I thought so too. I seen like 3 different fights. I'm like,
so they just kept going.
I saw 2 people on the stage fighting. Then I saw the other angle is them from the other side of the stage. Then on the floor, and then on the stage. I'm so confused. Nonetheless, it shouldn't have been happening.
Where's the shenanigan card?
Right. Okay, Jalissa, it was the same people. It's just, and then if they're there for someone, that could have hindered them and got them kicked out the pageant.
And that's the one problem I have with that. when they sit there and they're like, your people are a reflection of you and you're responsible for them. There are people that come to these pageants that have never met a contestant a day in their life, but they live for them and they cause an issue. But because they're causing an issue in my name, you're going to dock me. That's not fair.
No.
So
Because
let me ask,
do not know if she knows that gentleman or not.
that was my question. How do you dock her points, not knowing? Like you don't do you write down? I mean, when I was involved in US survey system, we didn't need to write down who our group was besides the dresser.
Dancers.
I know you had to
Now,
buy
I
the
will say
wristbands
this
for the
too.
dancers.
I guess if he was a supporter, because I've had a pageant when people come to support and shenanigans happen too, I'm just oblivious because I'm in the back. Was it known that these people knew her, or was he literally some random person at the pageant liking what he saw on stage
and went up for it?
But now, if y'all friends on Facebook, oh, that's one of my kids, grandmother, godmother, or whoever, I can see it being a bit of a hassle.
Darion says the points were not deducted because of that fight. That's a fact.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then what were the points? Okay, then that's a now and voided point now.
No, but she did have 5 points deducted. She had 5 points deducted. She had 5 administrative points deducted. For what? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, but even with those 5 points, she was ahead.
She still won.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was definitely
sickening.
ahead.
Can't deny it. She was sickening.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this. Do you think it reflects bad on the system?
No.
What?
No.
Yeah.
No. They ain't got to do it to him.
Not a dang
They
thing.
handled it accordingly. Everybody that was fighting got to get out.
Yeah.
If it was your house or your hotel room, everybody that was fighting, y'all got to go.
Jaleesa says she was late to registration.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. We knew she had 5 administrative. Okay.
Then I'm good.
But nonetheless, no more fighting at pageants. We got to stop the shenanigans. Let these contestants compete.
Well, can I say this? I'm not trying to age anybody, but I'll just age myself. When I started out in pageants and learned about pageants, there were fighting going on backstage, outside of pageants and stuff like that, because somebody won that a lot of people didn't feel should have won. So fighting in pageants is nothing new. It's just that we are now in the day and age of technology where everybody wants to record everything that's happening. And now because of it, everybody sees it. This is not the first time a fight has happened at a pageant, and it won't be.
But even, I think it was US of A newcomer, the girls were pushing and shoving evening gown for the girls is comparative. And I'm a lady of a certain age. I come from old school. Don't touch me. I don't care what I have on. Do not touch me. Not even to poke me. Not even to say, oh, girl, you look good. Don't touch me. This is a competition. This is not a wrestling match. Keep your hands off me. Everybody keep their hands to themselves. That go for the girls, the boys, the male leads, the trans, the femmes, whoever. Keep your hands to yourselves.
You know what I find interesting? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you know what I find interesting? This fight, the argument of some stuff that happens when they do the whole
comparative
judging. You put the environment of, especially when there's a whole lot of contestants, for that to happen, because every contestant wants to be seen. They want their garment that they spent thousands of dollars on to be seen. But if there are 3 people just basically blocking you, you can't be judged. I am not set by any stretch of imagination saying touch anybody to get through. What I am saying is you are creating an environment where somebody might feel that they have to be seen. So if you want to do comparative judging, just my thought, because USA did it and then they stopped doing it. Have everybody line up, give them their space, tell them that they have to model in the spot that they are in. Do not leave your spot. If you want to turn around, give me your back, give your side, whatever, do that. Don't walk in front, don't walk behind, don't walk across. That gives everybody the even playing field and opportunity to be seen. When you start saying, okay, freestyle, go wherever you want, and I'm standing here and I'm being nice and courteous enough and congenial to let 3 people go in front, and I'm like, okay, when they come back, I'm going to then work forward. But they're all standing in front of the judges doing all this and all this. And they're blocking the judges with the arm extensions and all that. And you're back here with your $10,000 gown waiting for the opportunity to be seen. When everybody, when we were all in a line, were able to be seen. Why couldn't that have just been enough? Why do you need everybody to cascade and clang up? Maybe it's just me. If that's just it, then I'll take it.
It was a panel discussion in, oh my goodness, what was the pageant? It was a panel discussion that the young ladies were having, and when you look at it, the young ladies got very combative with each other, as opposed to taking turns and answering the questions and keep it moving. Now, I'm not tiptoeing around anything. I just can't remember the actual pageant. When it comes down to it, it shouldn't be combative. You should just be getting your point across and letting other people getting their point across, as opposed to everybody jumping on top of each other.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've seen the hosts do it several different ways. They tell them stay in place, and one by one, you go and model your final time. Jalissa
Or do a
is
quarter
right, but
turn and keep turning them.
by that time, the scores are already in, and they're ready to move on to the next category.
But you still got these girls walking around in these gowns.
It's for the excitement of the audience. I mean, US of A, there's the pushing and the shoving has always been a part of US of A. There has been pushing and shoving in the past with US of A when it comes to comparative. So it's basically just for the audience. I mean, the audience lives for that kind of stuff. So basically, it is for the crowd.
I do love a comparative gown.
Right.
I do love
it's definitely fun. But moving on, speaking about fighting, the fighting didn't stop just on Friday. Go ahead, take it away, Anthony. You know more
Okay,
about
so
this.
there was a fight in South Carolina, North Carolina, one of the Carolinas. It was at All-Star International Icon.
Let's show one of the videos that we have from that.
Roll the video.
Roll that beautiful big footage.
Who's the lady in the white?
She is the owner, Brianna.
So she's the owner of All-Star International Icon.
It's a lot. There's a lot of different divisions. Yes.
So describe what's going on right here in this scene.
I'm not completely sure, but I think they're arguing about some money or something because the envelopes and people didn't get paid correctly.
Okay.
We talked about this. That's messed up. We have already talked about this. We talked about this already. Community, you talked about this.
Don't talk to me like that.
We talked about it. Did we not?
You been talking to me like this.
Did we not? Did we not?
You been talking to me like this.
You asked for it. You asked for it.
Because we know. Because
we're not doing this. We're going to stop that. That's my skill right there.
Where's my purse at? Where's my purse?
So if we can stop it right there. So if I'm correct, that person who's walking in upset, she was also involved in an altercation with the promoter?
The girl in the white shirt, she was not involved in just this altercation, but apparently there's a video of Brianna hitting her newcomer queen with a makeup bag in the parking lot.
And that was the queen that was just walking in asking, "Where's her purse?"
I did not see that. I did not see that person in the video. But she did talk about on the first. She was talking about how she was supposed to pay. That's a mess. Shenanigans.
I don't know what was going on in that video, but that happened at All-Star International Icon last night. So there was another, like you were saying, there was another altercation with the promoter and the newcomer queen.
Yes. They was in the parking lot. She would hit her with her makeup bag, and yeah, and then the newcomer queen went live and said she didn't have the money together, and it was a mess. And especially as the owner, you can't be doing all that stuff. You can't be doing all that.
Any comments?
Mirage, you're on mute.
Mirage, you're muted. You're muted.
Mirage,
you're muted.
We'll get him back here in just a moment.
He was muted.
Okay, you're back in now.
Am I coming in clear?
Can you hear him?
Yes.
All right, now okay, good. I'm sorry, I hit mute. I didn't realize I did that. One hand, I don't feel that we have the right to tell anybody what to do in certain instances. With that being said, I feel if you do not have the funds to have an event, I do not think that you should do so. Because what happens is you put yourself in this position. And then you fight victims. If you do not have the money to pay for your title holder, the newly crowned one, the judges, or any special guests you have asked to be a part of this, then you should not be having said events. Because this is what happened. As a human being, one thing we do not play about is our money. When this is something, especially for people who this is their career, this is not a expensive hobby. This is their career. And you're playing with that check, it becomes very problematic. You sit here and you get these people to come someplace to compete, and after they have spent however much they have to win a title. And let me be clear when I say this. I know a lot of people will disagree with me when I say it, but I truly mean this. You're never going to recoup the amount of money you put in for any pageant. I don't care what system it is. You're never going to recoup what you put in to win that title, much less reign. So with that being said, if you are asking a person, hey, I want you to compete for this title that I own. If you win, this is what you get. But I'm asking that you pay this amount to be entered in this competition. If I'm not saying to you, oh, well, I can't pay you my entry fee until next month, are you going to allow me to compete? No. So why are you telling me as a contestant, I can't pay you your money? If you go to work, your job is going to ask you to do your job right now. You don't get to say to them, hey, well, since you're waiting to the next paycheck to pay me, I'm not going to work until my next paycheck. They're going to be like, well, then we don't need you no more. These titles, whether people like to believe it or not, are businesses. These are businesses. And as a business, you have to act accordingly. We have a CEO, which is the owner of the company. We have managers and supervisors. These are the people who are assisting with helping to run the pageant. May it be the contestant liaison, the production manager, the publicist, whatever. And then we have the workers, which are the contestants. Sometimes we have clients, which are the audience. When you put it into perspective, this is a business, then you know you need to carry things in such manner. When you as a owner do not carry things professionally, who are you to tell a person who compete that they are being unprofessional?
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what way we cut it, if you don't have the funds to carry an event like so, then you don't need to have one. Sometimes postponing an event to get the money is not a bad thing. Me personally, I would respect if a promoter says, I'm not going to be able to have my pageant this time next year because I need to get the money in order. I'm going to postpone it for 3-4 months. I'll be like, well, hey, I ain't mad at you, because when you do have it, you'll have my envelope if I win.
So let me ask you guys, and Anthony, as a promoter, how, as a contestant, how can you make sure if a pageant system has their shit together or their money together?
You can.
Say that again?
I said you can. It's a gamble.
I mean,
As a contestant,
I guess you could speak to the formers and the current court to make sure.
It's a gamble. Everybody, let's be clear. A lot of it's not like the formers are telling you the whole tea and everything but the tea when it comes to these pageants. Sadly, with you going in, you never know. Do they have all the money? Don't they have all the money? You knew what you gave in as a contestant, which was your contestant fee. At the end of the night, it's a gamble, and who's to say with you going in, you're gonna win? Somebody else may have gotten a call who already know so-and-so ain't got the money. But they coming to do the pageant, win the pageant. Oh, I don't got to get them nothing because they already got the call. The first runner-up, oh, where's my load? Oh, we don't have it. I done spent a good $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 on a package. Surprise, the money ain't adding up. Or the money
So basically, you just have to go based off of previous experiences.
I say it's a gamble. That's it.
Gotcha. All right. So we're coming towards the end. Well, we're over our time, our allotted time that we normally hear. Let's see what Jalissa has to say. Well, I'm not going to say what pageant, but one of the pageants I won, the formers told me they didn't get their money. So when I won, they said to run to the check.
Amount. Maybe that's amount.
And I hit right after they said, don't deposit. Yeah, I mean, you never know. It's definitely hard.
I'd have deposited it right then and there. The next day, as soon as the bank opened, I'd have been in the same face from last night at the bank. That ain't got nothing to do with me. This is not the 90s.
Definitely. All right. So let's talk about what went on in the pageant world this weekend.
Pageants everywhere.
There were pageants everywhere.
We got the Miss Nations pageant that took place on a Saturday night, was it?
I know that's right, Jalissa.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
Make that bank
Tariko
account hit.
Ross,
That was Saturday. Yes.
Tariko Ross and Infinity Bonet are Mr. and Miss Nations.
Congratulations.
Of course, Armani Nicole Davenport is Miss US of A at large. Neandra Bonet is Mr. Glamour City. And Neil Braxton Dickerson and Akira Chanel Davenport, Mr. and Miss Epitome. Now let's talk about
Congratulations.
Epitome for a moment. This was a pageantry system that is fairly new,
Mm-hmm.
offering $10,000
Not even fairly new. It's new.
It's new.
offering $10,000 in cash,
Mm-hmm.
but only getting 4 contestants, or 3 and 4, whatever the ratio was. Why do you guys think that is? Because it's a newer system?
I think a little bit because it's new too. Like when King and Queen first started, it was just Venus and Michael. So hopefully, with them giving away that much money, because that's a lot.
It was so many different pageants going on this week between Nations and Glamour City, and then US of A at large on Friday night.
Don't forget about
the prize package.
Go ahead.
And the crowns are cute.
Speaking about national pageants, Anthony's very excited about this one.
Yes, there is Mr. and Miss Babalu America National Pageantry System. It looks like it'll be in Orlando, Florida, and the owners are Angel Diaz and Juan Rios. Babalu. I like that name, Babalu.
Yeah, definitely. So more national pageants are coming out each and every day.
And I find it funny because I know we've been talking about nationals as a national has to start from somewhere. And I swear they be listening, but they don't be watching or commenting. But nonetheless, we've had previous conversations about a lot of how nationals start. King and Queen had these many contestants. Epitome had this many contestants. Glamour City had this many contestants. Even Glamorous had so-and-so amount of contestants. Where it starts from is not always where it ends at. Mirage. Oh, you can hear us, Mirage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I wish all of them. I thought he couldn't hear us. Well, me, but I thought he couldn't hear me. I just say good luck. Hopefully they have a great prize package. They get some good judges, and the promoters be promoters.
Don't be fighting.
Speaking about pageants, we got Mirage, very own Mirage Cruz. Next Monday will begin his journey to become Mr. Gay America. If I'm correct, the pageant starts next Monday with interviews, correct?
That is correct.
And then you have your categories Tuesday, Wednesday, and then final night is Thursday.
I think you have the photo of the 20-something delegates.
So there's 24.
Oh, that's a lot.
24 contestants that are qualified. Well, they had 43 last year.
Okay. Well, that's 23 still a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely. 24 is a great number. Christopher has done a great job of that. Mirage, how do you feel? Are you ready? Are you prepared? Are you?
Absolutely not. I don't want to do it. I quit right now. Officially, I don't want to do it. I'm telling everybody now. I quit.
Oh.
Are you gonna be Mr. Are you gonna be Mr. Shining Star?
No.
No.
I'm going to be Mr. Babalu America. I'm going.
Oh yeah, I'll sponsor your entry fee.
I'm putting that together now. I'm going to be Babalu America.
National.
National. Well, yeah. So that pageant is gonna happen in Las Vegas. I just wanted to know how you felt. If you were
no, I mean,
and you have
I'm a firm believer. If it's for you, it will be for you. Nobody can stop that. You know, if I'm to be victorious this year, I shall be it. If not, I don't know why they picked that picture of mine. I don't know why they picked that picture of mine. I got a big old egghead.
For delegates on next week.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck to our very own Mirage Cruise. Bring home that medallion.
And don't you do you get a stick or no stick?
No, we get a medallion that's also on a medallion chain. We get a coat, and we get a sash. Well, it's no longer a sash. It's now the pillar that comes across both down your yes.
Okay.
I do like that. I like those sashes that come down like that. It's really nice.
The pillars. I will say this.
Jalissa, you're a key.
Last year, I had a lot that I was dealing with, so I really wasn't completely there. This year, I'm going in and I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be me and I'm going to have fun. And if,
Definitely. All right.
If the AAC Minion is there, I definitely going to have fun.
Is the Minion going?
No, got work. No, but you will find me. You will find me at Glamorous and all the theme parks in the Florida area, and
the Minion's got to go to.
I'm gonna be over 5,000 miles away from you.
Okay, well, you can come to Glamorous.
Why is everybody keep talking?
Yes, as Mr. Gay America and Mr. Yes, and yeah, there you go.
If I win, yes, I'll be there.
Okay, there you go.
But if I don't win, I will be happy on my island, living my life in Honolulu.
With a what's those little dresses? The lace?
Hula skirt.
Hula skirt.
No, the lace and necklace.
The lace are the things that go around the neck.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go there.
Any final? Go ahead.
No, I was saying, I'm going to go there. If I win, yay. If I don't, I'm take my tail on this flight, go back to Honolulu, Hawaii, and, set up my happy life. Me and my husband going to be proud, and, I might adopt a kid or two.
Nice. Well, we wish you the very best of luck.
Good luck,
we'll definitely be watching. Any final thoughts?
I hope y'all not watching in my mirror videos.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Be kind to one another. Throw shade instead of throwing hands. Be nice. Don't be fighting.
Thank you for watching. I'm happy to be back. Tune in for more shenanigans and
shenanigans.
That's right. Mirage, any final thoughts?
The only shade that should be thrown should be from the clouds, blocking all those things that are taken away from you. If you can't make
Maya Angelou.
Too.
Not Maya.
Well, we want to thank you all for watching. If anybody ever wants to be a guest on our panel, our platform is open for you. You have anything to share with us, you can definitely hit us up on the social medias or at dragconfidential.com as well. Jalissa's in hurricane country over there in Florida, I believe.
Be careful, Jalissa.
So,
be safe.
So definitely, we want to thank you all for watching. If you ever want to be a guest, you can always contact us and let us know. Our platform is always open to anybody who wants to come in and give their opinion. Well, join us each and every Monday night, and of course, follow us on our social media. We do have a Drag Talk Back to Drag Facebook page that you can like to follow us on there as well. So thank you all to my panel, and we will see you next week.
Have a great flight, Jalissa.
Bye, everybody.